Hey everyone, and welcome to This Explainer. I want to give a massive shout out and a special welcome to all the A2 English learners tuning in today, especially our friends watching all the way from Brazil. It's so great to have you here. So, today, we are going to dive into how we actually talk about everyday technology. And more importantly, we're going to learn how to give suggestions and instructions using 6 incredibly useful, almost magic phrases. If you've ever felt a bit stuck trying to tell a friend how to use a certain machine, or if you just want to sound way more natural when chatting about your phone or laptop, well, you are in the exact right place.
Okay, let's take a super quick look at our agenda for today. First up, the basics of tech. Then, a playlist problem. Third is the 6 magic phrases. Next, gadget scenarios, followed by the good and the bad, and finally, structuring your thoughts.
All right, let's jump right into section 1, the basics of tech, understanding our everyday tools.
So before we start handing out advice, we really need to understand the main word we're talking about here, technology. Now here is the absolute golden rule. Technology is an uncountable noun. What does that mean for you? It simply means you don't stick the word "the" in front of it when you're talking in general. You just say, technology makes life easier, not the technology makes life easier. We only ever use the if we're pointing to something super specific, like, the technology in my brand new phone. But generally speaking, just say technology. And that covers basically any tool or machine that makes our lives easier, from a basic toaster all the way up to advanced computers.
Now, when you want to hype up some amazing new gadget, you've actually got some really fantastic options. You don't have to just rely on words like good or new. For example, a really solid improvement is an advancement. A massive sudden discovery, like what we're seeing in artificial intelligence right now, is a breakthrough. If your phone has the absolute newest, craziest camera, you can call it state-of-the-art or cutting edge. And for just general, everyday descriptions, calling something high-tech or innovative is an awesome way to instantly sound more fluent.
Moving right along to section 2, a playlist problem, helping a friend in need.
Okay, be honest. We have all been exactly like Terry here, right? Just staring angrily at a screen, throwing our hands up and saying, "I give up, I can't figure this out." In our scenario, poor Terry is just trying to put together a simple music playlist for his party on Saturday, but he's completely stuck. Luckily for him, his friend Rachel is hanging out, and she knows exactly how to give really clear, easy-to-follow instructions in English.
So Rachel breaks it down with these super clear steps. First, she tells him to choose New Playlist from the menu. Then, just type in the name. When he gets confused about how to actually select the music, she simply tells him to drag the songs over to the playlist. But I want you to pay close attention to her next instruction. She tells him to press specific keys to highlight multiple songs at once. And to do this, she uses a very special, extremely helpful English phrase.
Which brings us nicely to section 3, the 6 magic phrases, imperatives and infinitives for instructions. All right, if you want to give amazing advice just like Rachel, these are the 6 phrases you absolutely need to memorize. They are perfect for giving polite, clear instructions. Ready? We have be sure to, make sure to, remember to, don't forget to, try to, and, of course, if you want someone to avoid doing something, try not to. It's incredibly straightforward. After you say the phrase, you just drop in the simple action verb. So Rachel tells Terry, be sure to press these keys. And Terry, being Terry, replies, well, don't forget to include my favorite songs. It's such a simple formula, but I promise you, using these makes your spoken English sound so incredibly natural.
Okay, section 4, gadget scenarios, protecting your devices. Let's actually put these 6 magic phrases into practice with some everyday machines.
Let's imagine an alarm system on a wall. If you were explaining how this whole setup works to a house guest, you'd pull out our magic phrases and say something like, be sure to type your secret code quickly when you open the front door. Or, as a quick reminder when they head out, make sure to turn it on every time you leave the house empty. You see how perfectly those phrases fit into natural conversation?
So here's a quick question for you to think about. If your best friend just dropped a ton of money on a brand new, totally cutting-edge smartphone, what suggestion would you give them?
Honestly, there are so many ways you could go with this. You might remind them, remember to put it on silent at the cinema. If they're packing up to go work at a coffee shop for the day, you'd probably warn them, make sure to bring the charger with you. Or, just the classic, try not to drop it in water.
The real trick here is just matching your advice to the specific device. Take the phone, for example. You definitely want to say, be sure to use a strong case to protect the screen if it falls out of your pocket. But for the laptop, the advice changes.
You'd probably warn them, try not to eat or drink near the keyboard, or maybe don't forget to save your work before you close the screen.
Let's move on to Section 5, the good and the bad, discussing impacts. Because, let's face it, we can't just give tips, we also have to talk about how all these gadgets are actually changing our lives.
Look, technology is a double-edged sword. It has both incredibly good and pretty bad sides. On the positive front, it absolutely makes life easier. Mobile phones and social media are amazing. They help us communicate effortlessly across the globe, stay connected with friends, and even promote really important social causes. But we can't ignore the negative side. Cars are a huge piece of everyday technology, but they cause massive air pollution. And social media, well, it can unfortunately spread fake news like wildfire, and sadly, it often encourages cyberbullying.
And that brings us to a huge, modern vocabulary word you definitely need to know: screen time. This is simply the amount of time you spend staring at a phone, a computer, or a tablet. It is such an important term right now because studies are constantly showing that too much screen time is really harmful, especially for young kids. So, bringing it back to our magic phrases, you might tell someone, try to limit your screen time before bed.
All right, our final section, Section 6, Structuring Your Thoughts, Writing an Essay on Technology. At some point, your English teacher is probably going to ask you to write an essay discussing these exact pros and cons of technology. To knock it out of the park, you need a rock-solid structure. Always break your essay into 3 main parts. First up, the introduction. That's where you introduce the topic and kind of give a roadmap of how you'll answer the prompt. Second is the body. This is the meat of the essay, where you list out your examples of the good and bad impacts. And finally, the conclusion. The absolute golden rule for conclusions: never, ever introduce new topics at the end. Literally just summarize what you already wrote. And, of course, remember to brainstorm your ideas before you actually start writing.
And wow, that brings us to the end already. Before we go, I want to leave you with something to really think about. Take a second and just look at the gadgets sitting around you right now. Think about it. Are we all going to be casually interacting with robots in a few years? What do you honestly think the future of technology is going to look like? Try taking that question to your classmates and be sure to use your new vocabulary and those 6 magic suggestion phrases when you discuss it. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and keep practicing that English. See you next time.